I'm not familiar with our department, a little bit of background. We are the College of Computer and Information Technology, and we have responsibility in that department for 5 AS programs and 1 BAS program. So we're an academic discipline. And so when Sharepoint was started, they started to talk to us about Sharepoint and the good features of Sharepoint. There are some bad, and I'll show you that. But when we started talking about it, how can I say this? What has happened is because of the one college idea and concept, is they have academic chairs that support multiple campuses. We have a dean that has to travel, so it's like a dean mobile, so you have to go to different campuses throughout the week. So what this is going to do is make life easy, because we are going to store documents that we have access to, whether we are on the road, whatever campus, wherever we are, we can get to information that we need. And that's really what sparked this whole thing of putting this website together. And then we started talking a little bit further and looked into Terry Dobson, who is my administrative assistant. Let me introduce everybody. Anyway, I should have done that at the beginning. I'm Sharon Setterlin. I'm Dean of the College of Computer and Information Technology. This is Terry Dobson. She's my academic assistant. This is Shane Hamilton, who is our academic chair right now, but is moving into full-time teaching in January. He'll be at the downtown campus. And Nancy Russell, who is our academic coordinator. And so anyway, what was I going to say about it? I started off that I said we have to look at. Oh, so we thought of it as a repository really for a lot of data and all our departmental information. And then started looking at, Terry and I took a class, and we took 3 Fridays in a row down to corporate training, and we looked at the tasks and the workflows, and then started to talk about some of the things that have to touch multiple hands in a department. And one of them is new hires. When you hire somebody in, everybody has a crack at that, from the application to who credentials, who has sets up the interviews, and on with all of the data that you collect for new hires. And the other one was the ELP process, if any of you are familiar with that. That is the experiential learning process. And so that touches and that even crosses over into the faculty arena. That's why I've asked Shane to come today and help us, when we get to that point, to show you what their part in it is. So, based on those 3 Fridays that we took these seminars for corporate training, Terry started setting up our website. So this is our home page. We've put our mission on it. We also are putting announcements so that we can actually have right on our page for any of our faculty, anybody that wants to know, what's coming up in our department will be listed here. We also, if you wanted to go ahead and click, we have just put together a brand new website this year for our whole department. In fact, we were used as the pilot, if you will, for what is going on right now with the content management system that they're putting in place. They took and they're using our website as a model for that. That's very important too. Okay, we can go back. We also put together a blog, and we're very proud of this. Our blog coordinator is Kimberly Ross, who is the person who's taking our videotaping. And she is responsible for coming up with stories, writing them up for us, and getting them out on our blog. We get a lot of hits on this, because she keeps track of that too, on how many hits we get on our database system. Okay, if you go back, Terry. So, did we lose the page? Oh, just so I can tell them before you step into this, this is the one college support homepage of the college. And the way that they're setting up our sites is that they're putting them under the locations. So we are located dean is, so that's where they put it. And so then you can come over on the side. All right, so now what we're going to do is let's look at all of our shared documents. We are in the process right now. We took all of the folders of all the information that we currently work on and use. Yes?
Can you turn off one of the lights? It's hard to see that light.
The other one. How's that? Is that better?
Yes.
Sharon,
Sharon, are you going to use this podium?
no, it is right. Good. See? So what we did is went out and put all of the folders, if you will, for all of the information pretty much that we work with on a daily basis. I mean, I kind of looked at my Outlook with all the folders I have on my Outlook. I looked at all of the folders that I keep on my laptop, and I said, okay, this is where all the data is. This is everything you keep track of. So that was the guiding point for putting all of this information out here. What I'm working on right now are permissions. Trying to set up, I don't have a lot of data out here right now because I have to make sure that I have secure data as I start working with this. And so I'm in the process now of working with Jamie Ferrazzano to learn all the inherited permissions and how I should be setting that up. And that's something you have to be very, very aware of and on top of as you're starting to put this together, is that if you're going to be putting this out, it's assessed, the way the college works right now, it's accessible to everybody. All visitors can get to all the information. So if you're going to start putting things out there that you don't want others to see, then you're going to have to take a look at permissions and how you set those up. I'll give you an example. Would you click on the adjuncts for me, please? I know, it gets in the way sometimes. What we have done is we have taken all of the adjuncts and set them out on the share site.
College what?
College, all of our adjuncts. We have 70 of them right now. And so these are our adjuncts, okay, for the College of Computer and Information Technology. And what we are going to do with this is that we are going to put data that we have to keep on our adjuncts out here under each of their names. Things like the application when they first come in, the credentialing papers that you have for them, all of the certifications that they have to do, like their angel training and their excellence in teaching, and there's about 3 or 4 of them that come out of HR, and they get certificates for this, and so we're going to be putting them up here for them. Yes?
Those are all hyperlinked then, right?
Yeah, well, if you click on, just click on Abernathy for now. And you just can keep documents inside here. And as you can see, we have this application. Kimberly in the office has been working on, we have a new person coming in tomorrow, and what they've been working on is taking the data from our personnel files now and starting to scan them up on here. So we will have the application and all the information that we need. You have a question?
Is that publicly available to all colleges?
No, it will be only permissions for our department. I'm going to tighten it down.
So you guys probably private data.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So that's why we're going to make sure that our permissions are very, very tight on that, because you're looking at social security numbers, you're looking at, and I hope to have everything. I want evaluations for them up there. The way that the structure works, you know, our academic chairs are responsible for all of the adjuncts. So this is a way for them to have access to all the information for the adjuncts that they work with. So, but again, it's a mindset of permissions and making sure that you tighten it up, okay? All right, go back out. I wanted to show them the faculty one too. If you come down to our faculty, this is what I would eventually like to have for our faculty. And what I have done is I have put this on the agenda for our discipline meeting today so that we can talk to the faculty to actually get from their input on the types of data that, you know, that we are putting up here, because these are the important pieces of data. Go ahead and click on Bill. I don't have any data up here. I'm just going to show you. I have no data other than the faculty yet. But here are some of the important things that we need to do. We need to know their credentials. We often, and this happens even with the adjuncts, we often have a class. We had a situation this 1 week prior to the class being open in October, we had the faculty member call and say, I cannot teach the class. Now you're scurrying around trying to find who has credentials that can teach this class. So this is one of the things, and sometimes our HR records are not as up to date as we would like them to be. So, and that's being gracious when it comes to credentialing. So anyway, this is something that we would really like to do. We'd like to have this. We'd like to have their evaluations, grade distribution, all their SSI reports. This is really my responsibility. I'm a full-time faculty, and I would love nothing better than to be able to have access to that data at all times.
Now, are you going to, with your permission levels, are you going to let the faculty have access to their folder?
Yes, always. Individual, it'll be.
Right, so I can get to mine, if I was your employee, I could get to mine.
Right. Even the employees, it's going to be the same thing with the staff.
Okay.
So that you just have one person like myself and Nancy, who was my coordinator, would have access to this particular Bill Barson's file, and Bill. He would be the only other person that would be allowed to get in and look at any of the data. There's nothing that we would be hiding. It's all shared for them. You know.
When
Yes.
was the intervention of this system?
I'm sorry.
When was the birth of this system?
When did we start? When did we start this, to start putting it together? Probably about 2 weeks ago, when I knew I was going to do this seminar. No, I'm teasing you. It's been a while. It's been about, I'd say we've had the site out there for about 2 months. But, you know, like anything else, it didn't get our really undivided attention until we were getting close to putting the seminar together.
With what you're saying, a moment ago, I snapped my finger and I said, wow, technology. At a moment's notice, you can really function and meet those gaps or those puzzle pieces for your whole department.
Yeah.
That's really
And this is neat. This is neat stuff for planning and everything. I mean, it's not just a data capture. If you want to go back now. Good morning. If you want to go back to, let's go back to the shared documents again. I don't want to take it up all your time either. We have things that we work on all the time too, like, let's just go under students right now, not the life plan, but the other one. Just so I want to show you this. And this is another one that has to be tied down by permissions, but it's just a way of showing you some of the things we can do for students. We do a lot of work with career planning, course substitutions, grad tech checks, and students that are asking us for information, program inquiries. So go ahead and click on course substitutions. So what we've decided to do is to actually put the student, we use Terry as our student, Dobson.student. What we'd like to do is put, it's really funny that SharePoint, everything is alphabetical. So you want to stay with last names. I learned that fairly quickly. If you want to send information out there, you're better off staying with, I mean, there might be a way, I haven't really dug into the literature. We have 5 SharePoint books sitting on my desk, and I haven't had the opportunity to read them all, but there might be a way that I can alpha, you know, once I get everything out there. But for now, what I'm finding is that it does do that. I don't know, do you know if it does? You have no idea. Okay.
I think you can sort it by modified date, but
Yes.
and you're still looking by
You're
date,
still
trying to
looking
find
by-
something.
and then
Remember
you're
that
trying to-
last time you did this, and
So part of the thing I'm trying to tell you, what you really need to do is really think about how you're going to set this site up. Get it focused in your mind. You're going to use last names. If you're going to use students, you would probably be better off with student name, last name, student number. You know, this is what we're talking about doing. So you set it up that way, so you can always find that student and the student you're really looking for. I mean, you're going to have, try to do Smiths, and you're going to have Jones. Might only have one Setterlin, but depending on the names, yes.
So I guess what I'm trying to find out for you is, what if you have so much data, how much are you allowed?
it's unlimited.
We have not heard of any restrictions.
When I went to the breakfast bites with Jamie Veras